Infancy to old age. Man's lifespan. In this lesson, we will learn how does a person grow and change throughout life. This is a baby. A baby starts as an embryo. A baby's body parts develop as it grows in his mother's womb. After 9 months, a baby is ready to be born. All human beings start out as babies. All of us were born with a mother and a father. And our mothers carried us in a special part of her body called womb. Now let's talk about the stages of human life cycle. The stages of human life cycle starts from a baby. Next to it is childhood, adolescence, adulthood, and last stage is the old person. On the first stage, babies are usually fed on mother's milk. They can only breathe, suck, swallow, and cry. This is how they communicate as they still cannot talk. Next stage is childhood. The stage childhood can be divided into 3 sub-stages. These are toddler or those with ages 1 to 3 years old, preschooler 3 to 5 years old, and primary schooler 5 to 12 years old. Toddler slowly learns to crawl, then walk, talk, run, jump, eat by himself, and identify things in his surroundings. A preschooler communicates properly, reads and writes, makes friends, and does many more childhood activities. A primary schooler has developed good muscle control and coordination, hand-hand coordination, personal habits, and thinking patterns. The next stage is adolescence. It is the stage where a child grows into an adolescent through a period called puberty. Puberty takes place in the child's teenage years from 13 years old to 19 years old. Puberty is when a child's body begins to develop and change as they become an adult. Next stage is adulthood. Adulthood can be divided into 3 sub-stages. Young adults or those in 20 years to 36 years of age. Middle-aged adults, 36 years to 55 years old, and older adults, 55 to 65 years old. Now, old person. When a person reaches 65 years, he is known as an old or elderly person. The average life expectancy of a person can vary from 70 to 85 years. The human life cycle ends at this stage. Can you think of some ways that you have changed? Or what cycle do you belong to? Adults are at the right age to reproduce and make their own families. You may have noticed that brothers and sisters or other family members often look like each other. Some may share similarities like curly hair or toenails that grow in a certain way, or perhaps the same husky voice. That is because we share the same genes as our parents, grandparents, and our earlier ancestors. Genes are like tiny plants or programs in charge of whether you have certain traits or characteristics. They are part of our heredity or what is passed down to us. Now, can you share what are your characteristics, abilities, attitudes that you have inherited or learned? That would be our lesson for today. Thank you and God bless.